Hey fight fans, welcome back to Boxing Legends TV. Today, we'll be taking a look at the tallest men to ever lace up the gloves and fight professionally. The only rule we have for this list is each fighter must have video footage for visual proof.
Body of a Greek god, they say. Fist like medium-sized cannonballs. So he's humongous. Stands at 7 foot tall, 280 pounds.
Coming in at number 10, we have the 6'9", current unified heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury.
Just take a look at this.
I got you.
Look at the chubbiness of him.
Okay.
Mr. Chubby Checker.
Okay. Bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Listen, that's only what
Bigger they
small
are, the
people
harder
say.
they fall.
Listen, I can guarantee you, bigger they are, the harder they punch, the better men they are. And on this night, I'm the best heavyweight in the world, and I'll prove that against anybody. This fool's an idiot, yeah? He's gonna get smashed to bits. I'm Vladimir Klitschko. I want you.
Over Fury's 8-year career, he has used his height to his advantage, quickly moving through the ranks, winning titles domestically and at the European level. And in November 2015, he beat the most dominant heavyweight champion of the last 20 years, Vladimir Klitschko.
I'm a fighting man. That's what I do. That's what I'm born and bred and destined to do. What you see is what you get.
Whatever you think of him, people are now talking about boxing again.
There's never been a heavyweight champion like me. There's never been a boxer like me, ever.
Fury currently remains undefeated with a record of 25-0 with 18 knockouts. At number 9, we have another current active heavyweight fighting out of South Africa. 6'9.5", Ruan the Giant King Visser.
Steve, my first reaction when I see Ruan is, dear God, man, what do you eat? I mean, as a boxing promoter, your eyes must light up when you see a heavyweight that's lean, that is this size, that packs this much power.
You know, I've got a lot of experience about heavyweights. I've worked with Hendrik Nwandi, Mike Bernardo, Francois Botha, Jan Nortje. I've worked in the Lennox Lewis camp with Emmanuel Stewart. And I can tell you 100% today, Ruan is going to go all the way.
Ruan is only at a minor prospect level in his career, with a record of 7 wins and 1 loss. But being the big guy he has scored 7 knockouts in those 7 wins. Only time will tell for Ruan, and we wish him all the best moving forward.
Gary on his knees, holding his back, in pain. Hopefully this fight will be able to continue. Right now, Gary looks like he's hurting. Looks like he doesn't want to move.
Smashing his way to number 8, we have another South African heavyweight, 6'11", Jan the Giant Norte. Gaining more renown for his impressive K1 and MMA background, Norte retired from boxing in 2001 after being pro for just over 2 years. He used his gigantic size to KO 10 of his 11 opponents, while remaining undefeated. Coming in at number 7, we have the currently active heavyweight from China, Taishan Dong, whose recorded height is 7 feet.
He's the strongest boxer that I've ever worked with. With the heavyweights today, to compare him to anybody, I don't think it'd be fair to him. Taishan can compare to only Taishan, and hopefully in the near future, you have guys trying to compare themselves to him.
Taishan is currently undefeated with a record of 6-0 and 3 knockouts.
He will be heavyweight champion.
At number 6, we have the 7-foot giant, Marcellus More Than a Conqueror Brown. Marcellus last fought in 2015, so we are undecided as to whether he is retired or not. But being the active journeyman he is, it's most likely he's hung him up at the age of 48. Brown has been fighting professionally since 1989, and in the 90s, faced off with quality opponents like Trevor Berbick, Tommy Morrison, Layman Brewster, and Derek Jefferson. Still, never finding a victory in any notable bout made Marcellus fall under the journeyman category, and since the year 2000, he has pretty much been a stepping stone opponent for heavyweight prospects. Taking the number 5 slot is the tallest boxing champion of all time, the 7-foot-tall Nikolai the Russian Giant Valuev.
It may therefore seem hardly surprising that the 32-year-old boasts a record of 43 unbeaten, including 31 KOs.
Valuev turned pro in 1993 and quickly became a hot talking point in the boxing world, fighting in Germany, Russia, Australia, America, and Japan within his first 10 fights. In 2005, Valuev had built up an impressive record of 44-0 and proceeded to win his first world title against John Ruiz. After making a few defenses of his title, Valuev would go on to lose to Ruslan Chagay or David Haye, eventually retiring with a record of 50 wins with 2 losses. Coming in at number 4, fighting out of Kazakhstan, we have the 7'1.5" Yuri Frank. Frank never fought any boxer of note throughout his career from 2009 to 2014 and retired with a record of 11 wins and 4 losses. At number 3, we have yet another South African heavyweight. What are they feeding these guys? The 7'2", Ewert
Potgieter made light of a couple of boxers at the Royal Albert Hall.
Potgieter had a decent start, winning his first 9 professional fights against poor to mediocre opponents. His first loss was a 10-round decision to Jeff Dyer in Holyoke, Massachusetts. Ewert then headed to the United States West Coast for a series of bouts where he picked up his winning ways again, knocking out Dave Roy and Bruce Olson. Unfortunately, due to a blood clot in the brain, Olson died of injuries suffered in his knockout loss. Ewert was perhaps affected by this event as he lost a 10-round decision in the month following Olson's death and never boxed as a pro again. Coming in at number 2, we have the 7'2", currently active and capable journeyman, the towering inferno Julius Long.
I've been in Klitschko's training camp, and I've dropped both of the Klitschko brothers myself.
Long, like Marcellus Brown at number 6, is another journeyman boxer who fought notable names like Derek Jefferson, Samuel Peter, Orlando Solis, and Alexander Ustinov. He later moved to Australia to challenge their heavyweight prospects like Izu Ogana and Lucas Brown. Julius currently has a record of 17 wins with 20 losses, and most likely, by the time you've watched this video, he would have been knocked out in his next scheduled bout against Bowie Tubo on August 13th, 2016.
He ducks his head, I think he ducks into it. There we go.
There it is. He was sort of moving away, and as he was moving into it, it was a left hand.
Before we take a look at number 1, here are some honorable mentions that couldn't quite make the list due to lack of height or video footage as proof. Taking the number 1 slot is the tallest pro boxer on record, Gogia Mitu, a Romanian who briefly fought in the 1930s. According to Guinness World Records, Mitu was a giant, coming in at 7 feet 6 inches tall and usually weighing around 330 pounds.
Paris sees the champion Romanian boxer Mitu, who is 7'4" and claimed to be the tallest man in the world. He is said to weigh just on 23 stone, so it hasn't been decided yet whether he'll box as a heavyweight or a deadweight. Mitu says he's looking for a suitable opponent, but all the local heavyweights say they're much too busy. They're digging their graves.
According to the Salt Lake Tribune from December 6, 1935, his managers worry about nothing so much as his food bill. 3 or 4 steaks are just a part of a normal luncheon for towering Gogia. Mitu was discovered at a fair by a professional fighter who took him under his wing, hoping to make a great boxer out of him. Mitu underwent rigorous training and toured the country fighting different champions. Mitu won all these fights. He also had a few demonstration matches in France and Italy. Unfortunately, he did not have the chance to fight any international competition since he died prematurely in 1936 at the age of only 22 years. Thanks for watching, fight fans. We hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please leave a thumbs up, and perhaps next time we could take a look at the other end of the scale.
This way you look at it, you know, a lot of people will look at it and say, oh, it's a disadvantage. Well, yeah, it might be a disadvantage, but, you know, I'm small, but I'm strong for my size. If I come up against someone who's tall and skinny, then I'm not going to go out there and try and like, keep them on my jab and keep it long. You just don't do that. You go in and you try and, you know, I think you work at my advantage, get in close, use my strength.
Until next time, fight fans, this is Boxing Legends TV signing off.